Okay, so today for our lesson, we are going to do some more practice with solving equations. And we've got thrown in here some equations that either don't have a solution or have all solutions. So let's just walk through this. Let's remember our steps first of all. I'm going to write those up here. Step 1, distribute to simplify. Step 2, combine like terms. That's basically the simplification. Step 3, we need to eliminate one variable. Step 4, eliminate the constant. Step 5, eliminate the coefficient. And step 6, of course, check. Okay, so you can write those over in the margin or something of your notes, or, keep it somewhere else. But let's go through this. Looks like I've got a minus 4x and a plus 4x. So, well, in here I need to simplify. I've got a variable term, variable term, variable term, constant term. So we're going to go ahead and simplify and combine those. Negative 8x plus 4x is negative 4x. Remember that when I'm adding, if the signs are different, which these are, I've got a negative and a positive, then you find the difference. 8 minus 4 is 4, and keep the sign of the one that had more. The negatives were 8 instead of, and the positives were 4. So negative 4x equals negative 4x plus 8. And now I'm going to subtract, or add, 4x to both sides. And look what happens. That cancels, but so does that. And I have 0 equals 8. Hopefully you remember that when we have a false statement, because 0 does not equal 8, that means there is no solution to this equation. Okay, we're going to go to this next one. 2n minus 8 equals 3n. Doesn't look like I have anything to simplify here, so I'm just going to jump in. I'm going to subtract 2n from both sides. That gives me negative 8 equals 3n minus 2n is just n. So I'm going to make sure that this is the right answer by plugging it in. I'm going to go 2 times negative 8 minus 8, and does that equal 3 times negative 8? 2 times negative 8, positive times negative is negative, and that would be negative 16 minus 8. The signs are the same, so I'm going to add and keep the sign. 16 plus 8 is 24, and that'll be negative. And over here, 3 times negative 8. Positive times negative is negative. 3 times 8 is 24. So that works, and that problem had one solution. Okay, let's try another one. Looks like I've already got the simplifying done. I don't need to distribute. And here I've got a constant, variable, constant, variable. Don't need to combine like terms, so here we go. I'm going to add 5n to both sides. It's going to give me negative 14, and I've got negative 2 plus 5, positive and negative, and I'm adding. So I find the difference because the signs are different. 5 minus 2 is 3. And it's going to be positive because the positives had more. 5 is more than 2. And over here, I've got 7 because these cancel. Okay, now I'm going to deal with a constant by adding 14 to both sides. That gives me 3n equals 7 plus 14 is 21. And now I'm going to get rid of the coefficient by dividing by 3 on both sides. Gives me n equals 7. Going to check that over here. Negative 14 minus 2 times 7 equals 7 minus 5 times 7. So negative 14 minus 14 is negative 28. The signs are the same. Negative and negative. I add and keep the sign. Over here, 7 minus 5 times 7 is 35. Let's see, signs are different because I got positive 7 and negative 35, so I find the difference. 35 minus 7 is 28, and the negatives have more, so it's going to be negative, and sure enough, that checks. So n does indeed equal 7. All right, these are getting fun. Okay, I've got constant, variable, variable, constant, variable. I'm going to combine like terms. So here I'm going to have 8 plus 7x equals 6x plus another x is 7x, and I have plus 8. Now this is reminding me of something. Look, I've got this variable term and this variable term that are the same. Positive 7x, and I've got this constant 8 that's the same. What did that mean when the variable terms are the same and the constant terms are the same? Yeah, all solutions. Any number will make that true, because if I subtract 7x from both sides, I would get 8 equals 8, which is a true statement no matter what x is. All right. Next, number 5. Oh, looks like we get to distribute this time. Cool. Okay, I'm distributing this -2. So over here, I'm just going to copy 3r plus 34 equals -2 times r. Negative times positive is negative. 2 times r is 2r. And then -2 times -7. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 7 is 14. Awesome. Okay, now I need to get rid of one of my variable terms. I'm going to get rid of the lower one, the -2r, by adding 2r to both sides. Gives me 5r plus 34 equals 14. Awesome. Now I need to get rid of the constant, which is 34 right here. So subtracting 34 from both sides gives me 5r equals, now here I got a positive 14 and negative 34. The signs are different, so I'm going to find the difference. 34 minus 14, 4 minus 4 is 0, 3 minus 1 is 2, that's 20, and 34 is bigger than 14 and it was negative, so my answer needs to be negative, negative 20. Last thing I need to do, deal with the the coefficient, and that's 5, so I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. Gives me r equals negative divided by positive is negative, because I got one negative in the problem. 20 divided by 5 is 4. So r equals -4, I think. I'm going to check it. 3 times -4 plus 34. I want to know if that equals -2 times -4 minus 7. Okay, 3 times -4 is -12 plus 34. -2, -4 minus 7. Signs are the same. I add and keep the sign. -11. Here, I'm adding and the signs are different. I find the difference. 34 minus 12. Well, 4 minus 2 is 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. And positives have more, so it's going to stay positive. Over here, negative times negative is positive. 2 times 11 is 22. So that does check. Good job. Number 6, we're cruising through these. Okay, looks like I need to distribute. What am I distributing here? What's that in front of the parentheses? Just looks like a negative. But remember, that secret invisible thing there is -1. So I'm going to distribute that -1. Over here, I'm just going to copy. Over here, -1 times 1. Negative times positive is negative. And 1 times 1 is 1. -1 times positive 2a. Negative times positive is negative. 1 times 2a is 2a. And look at that. Both sides of this equation are exactly the same. Here's my variable terms. Both -2a. And my constant terms, -1 and -1. So if these variable terms go away, if I add 2a to both sides, what I'm going to have is -1 equals -1. That is true. It doesn't say a equals -1, just -1 equals -1. That will always be true. Means I have all or infinitely many solutions, or you could even see all real numbers is another way that that gets written. Okay. Wow. We get to distribute again. Okay, over here I'm just going to copy 20 minus 5a equals 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 5a is 35a. And then I have plus 6. So here, constant, variable, constant, variable, constant. So I need to combine those constants on the right. So I have 20 minus 5a equals, let's see, 14 plus 6 is 20 plus 35a. Now my constant is the same, but are my variable terms the same? They're not. So it doesn't matter that my constant terms are the same if my variable terms are not the same. I'm still going to have one solution here. So let's see. I need to get rid of the variable term. I'm going to add 5a to both sides. Gives me 20 equals 20 plus 40a. See, my variable terms did not go away. They didn't cancel each other out. Okay, I'm going to subtract 20 from both sides, get rid of this constant. 20 minus 20 is 0. Guys, that's a perfectly valid number. For some reason, kids get freaked out when they see a 0, but we're just going to go with it. I got 40a left over here. Okay, to get rid of that coefficient, I divide by 40. And what's 0 divided by 40? That's just 0. So over here I have a equals 0. Perfectly valid answer. Let's check it. 20 minus 5 times 0 is 0, so that's just 20 on the left. We're hoping that equals 7 times 2 plus 0, which is just 2, plus 6. So let's see, I still have 20 over here. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 6, which is 20. So A does equal 0. I hope these are getting easier and more automatic for you. Okay, here I need to distribute, but what am I distributing? Again, that invisible -1 there. So, -1 times 6x. Negative times positive is negative. 1 times 6x is 6x. Then I have -1 times 8. Negative times positive is negative. 1 times 8 is 8. And then I just have this plus 4 that didn't get distributed to, and I copy down the rest. All right, I got variable term, constant, 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 variable. So I need to combine these constants on the left. -6, then I have -8 plus 4. Signs are different, so I find the difference. 8 minus 4 is 4. Keep the sign of the one that had more. The negatives had more. 8 is more than 4. So, this is 6x. I almost forgot that x. Good thing you were here to catch that. Okay, -6 minus 4. And over here I have -1 minus 6x. I don't know if you noticed, but I noticed that my variable terms are the same. Watch what happens if I eliminate one of them. It eliminates both of them. And I'm left with this weird statement, -4 equals -1. That is not true. It is false. And what does it mean when we have a false statement? It means there is no solution. Which, by the way, is kind of hard to check. Because if, I start picking numbers, I'm going to have to pick every number. Every real number to figure out that there is no solution. So I just want to be super careful with my calculations always. Okay, let's do a couple more. You thought this was going to be too many, but they're not that hard, I don't think. All right, I got 6 to distribute. 6 times x is 6x. 6 times 8 is 48. Oh, then I'm going to distribute this -8 to a 6, so that's minus 48, because negative times positive is negative, and 6 times 8 is 48. -8 times -5x. Negative times negative is positive. 5 times 8 is 40, and then we have that x there, equals x plus 2x. All right, here, variable term, constant, constant, variable, variable, variable. Okay. 6x plus 40x is 46x. Negative 48, or positive 48 minus 48 is 0, so I just have 46x equals x plus 2x is 3x. Okay? So here's what I'm going to do. Subtract 3x from both sides. Don't freak out, guys. It's okay. 46 minus 3, because I got a positive and a negative, so I find the difference. That's 43x. And the negatives had less, the positives had more, so 43x equals. What is 3x minus 3x? It's 0. Again, that 0, for some reason it freaks you out. 0 is a perfectly good number. Okay, so here I got to get rid of this 43. So I'm going to divide it out, and that gives me x equals 0 over 43, which is 0. Let's see if it works. 6 times 0 plus 8 is 6 times 8. And then negative 8, 6 minus 0 is 6. And that's going to equal 0 plus 0, so 0. 6 times 8 is 48. Negative 8 times 6, negative times positive is negative. 6 times 8 is 48. And 48 minus 48 does indeed equal 0. X does equal 0. Yeah, there's a reason I'm giving you this kind of practice, and we're going through them together. You have, I think, this same number of problems in your practice today. A couple of them are level 4 questions. I don't want you to stress much about those. See if you, once you turn it in, submit, and see the answer if you can figure it out. You can do the practice as many times as you need to. Okay, here I'm going to distribute a negative 3 and a negative 3 over here. So negative 3 times m, negative 3m. Negative 3 times positive 3. Negative times positive is negative. 3 times 3 is 9. Equals negative 3 times m, negative 3m. Negative 3 times positive 5. Negative times positive is negative. 3 times 5 is 15. I see what's going to happen here. I got variable terms that are the same, constant terms that are different. Watch what happens. If I get rid of one of these variable terms, they both go away, and I'm left with negative 9 equals negative 15, which no it doesn't, never will. It's false, which means there's no solution to this. It's never going to work. Hold on a second, let me turn off my phone. I don't know who's calling me in the middle of my lesson. Okay, so that was my 20-year-old son. Long story short, he just lost his job through no fault of his own. So that was kind of a bummer. Okay, but we're back. Just 2 more equations, and then we're done, and you can go do your practice. So here I'm going to distribute a negative 5. I'm going to distribute a negative 3. So negative 5 times a, negative times positive is negative 5a. Negative 5 times negative 3, negative times negative is, that's right, positive. 5 times 3 is 15. Just have to be super careful about that stuff. Okay, negative 3 times positive 3a. Negative times positive is negative. 3 times 3a is 9a. Negative 3 times negative 6. Negative times negative is positive. 3 times 6 is 18. Then we have plus 4a minus 3 here. All right, variable, constant. Don't need to do anything over here. I don't want to lose that negative, though. Oh, I almost did. Okay, here, variable, variable. Negative 9 plus 4. Signs are different. Find the difference. 9 minus 4 is 5. And which had more, the negatives or the positives? Well, 9 is more than 4, so the negatives. Then 18 plus negative 3 or minus 3. 18 minus 3 is 15. Positive 15. Here's my variable term, here's my other variable term. Constant, constant, everything's the same. What does that mean? It means all solutions. This one's a little easier to check than no solution, because I can plug in a 0, and that will make it super easy. Watch this. -5 times -3 is positive 15. Here I have 0 minus 6, that's -6. That'll be positive 18 plus 0 minus 3 equals 15. So you can just choose any number. 0 is an easy one. 1 is an easy one. That's what I would try, 0 or 1. And unless 0 happens to be the actual solution, it's a good measure. Okay, last one. Again, I get to distribute two different things, both -3s. -3 times 3k. Negative times positive is negative. 3 times 3k is 9k. Then I have -3 times positive 8. Negative times positive is negative. 3 times 8 is 24. Over here. -3 times 4k. Negative times positive is negative. 3 times 4k is 12k. -3 times positive 3. -3 times positive 3, that's going to be -9. Because negative times positive is negative. Okay, variable, constant, variable, constant. Looks like I don't have anything else to combine. I'm going to add 12k to both sides. Here, -9k and 12k, the signs are different. Find the difference. 12 minus 9 is 3. And keep the sign of the one that had more. I have more positives. 12 is more than 9. So I stay positive here. Minus 24 equals, over here my 12k's went away and I have -9. Let's see, I think I'll add 24 to both sides to get rid of that constant. That gives me 3k equals, here, -9 plus 24, signs are different. I find the difference. 24, take away 9, I believe is 15. And positives had more, so positive 15, which makes this last step, getting rid of the coefficient, really easy because 15 divided by 3 is 5. And again, I'm going to check this. I'll write it in a different color. I haven't used any different colors this whole lesson, have I? -3 times 3 times 5 plus 8. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 8 is 23. -3 times 23 is going to be negative. 3 times 3 is 9 over here. 3 times 2 is 6. -69. Every junior high boy's favorite number. That's awesome. Okay. 4 times 5 over here. So I got -3 times 20 plus 3. Yep. -3 times 23 is -69. They're the same. So k equals 5, and that's it, guys. Thanks for listening. Do your practice because it will help you to get ready for the assessment we're taking on Friday. Thanks.